Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
What the fuck, Aidan?
Alright, before we start, Aidan, you might notice some little new additions to the table here. Some Bengals shirt.
Clothing as well.
Someone sent Aidan a little gift pack.
I do appreciate it.
We do, yeah. Very good. So Bengals are on the table.
Bengals
are in your arm.
They've not done great this season though, have they?
Don't think so. No.
Losing to the Titans and that, like 27-3.
Come on, Joe. Yeah, we do appreciate that. So we've also got this to give away.
Yep.
Which is 130-year anniversary Newcastle United away shirt, green and white. If I'm not sure how good the colours are on this camera, but it's a really nice shirt.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. All you got to do is be subscribed, and then we'll tell you what we're going to do once we get to 10,000 subs. That will put you in the draw to win it.
Yep.
So there you go. They should never let this happen. Jimmy High Roller, great. Yeah. It's our basketball go-to channel, isn't it?
Yeah. Jimmy High Roller. A bit more. But Damian Lillard's gone to the Bucks, hasn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. Teaming up with Giannis. I thought he was going to go to the Miami Heat, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But when I just woke up one morning and saw Lillard to the Bucks, and I was like,
yeah. I think if Lillard went to the Heat, I think that might be the Heat. Might be major players for the title, right?
They'd be up there, 100%. Yeah.
Well, they were close last season, weren't they? They were close last year. But let's watch it. They should never let this happen. Jimmy High Roller.
You want to see something interesting? Here's a chart of every single teammate Giannis Antetokounmpo has played with in the NBA. That's every player in every season for the past 10 years. And they're all plotted based on how good they were in terms of box plus minus and win shares. Now, over the years, Giannis has played with a lot of guys. OJ Mayo, Jabari Parker, he played with Jason Terry for 2 seasons, kind of a weird overlap. But his best teammates have all came in the last few seasons. Brooke Lopez, Eric Bledsoe, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday. There's some good seasons in here by some good players, and Giannis has made the most of it. And then, there's his new teammate, Damian Lillard, who will easily be the best player he's ever played with. The NBA's got a new super team, and right now, they're the favorites to win it all.
Well, you would assume so, yeah.
Gonna be Damian Lillard.
Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. With SeatGeek using for getting them lose the static, it's 20 geek purchase. Dark days for the first time. As a Blazers fan, I've seen some dark days. Days I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I saw my team rally their way to the conference finals for the first time in 2 decades, just to get swept and never return. I've had to watch the player that we passed up on turn into an all-time great, while the guy we picked couldn't even stay on the court. I watched Brandon Roy blossom into a star, and then retire literally 50 games later due to injuries. This is enough to make a man go insane. And then, the chosen one. Our loyal king, the one glimmer of hope in a bleak and desolate franchise, just packs up and leaves to the Bucks, and we get stuck with DeAndre Ayton, a guy we aren't even gonna keep, a rookie, and a 7th grader. And I'm not even sure where the Bucks came from. The Blazers and the Heat were stuck in one of the weirdest, most drawn-out stalemates for the last 3 months. And out of nowhere, the Bucks came and picked him up for actually a reasonable price. And as sad as I am to see Dame go, I'm happy for the guy. Despite everything he's given to the Blazers, the organization never quite put him in a position to win. The man has been in the league for 11 seasons and has played with only 1 All-Star, and even that was nearly a decade ago. In fact, throughout his career, Dame has made 7 All-NBA teams, a feat only 46 players throughout the history of the NBA have accomplished. And out of these players, only 13 of them never won a championship in the NBA. And these 13 players, whether active or retired, are all regarded in the same dismissive fashion. All-time greats who never won a ring. Only 4 of them are active today. Chris Paul, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, and Damian Lillard. And all 4 of them have reached the same point in their careers. Don't be the guy who had a stellar career with all the awards and achievements, but no championship to show for it. And so after 3 months of uncertainty, I think this is about the best case scenario not only for Lillard, but for Giannis and the Bucks. In fact, this trade was actually foreshadowed last season. During the 2023 All-Star Draft selection over every other All-Star reserve, Giannis picked Damian Lillard with his first pick. Back in 2022, Dame was asked who he would play with if he could choose any active player. His answer was Giannis. Fast forward 18 months, and they both got their wish. So now that he's on the Bucks, and they both got a teammate that far exceeds anyone else they've ever played with, how good is this duo, actually? We've seen countless pairs of superstars get hyped up with grand expectations just to fall short and achieve essentially nothing together. But if history has shown us anything, this duo is bound to do something great. In terms of box plus minus, there have only been 6 duos in the history of the NBA that were as good individually as Giannis and Dame are. And out of those 6 duos, 4 of them went on to win the NBA championship that season. The only duos that didn't were Harden and CP3 in 2018, who lost to the eventual champs in the conference finals, and Durant and Westbrook, who were 1 game away from making the finals. History has shown us that when 2 players of this caliber pair up, it usually results in a championship, or at worst, a game or 2 away from the finals. We're looking at potentially one of the best duos of the last few decades. Last season, Dame averaged 32 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds a game. Now, those aren't just historically great numbers. That's a stat line that only Michael Jordan, James Harden, and Luka Doncic have ever achieved in the history of the NBA. Even crazier, Dame did all of this on record-high efficiency. And last season, Giannis put up 31 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. A stat line that hasn't been achieved since Wilt Chamberlain did it nearly 60 years ago. We all know just how dominant Giannis is, but I think spending the last decade in the shadow of arguably the greatest point guard ever has made Dame one of the most underrated stars in the league. Both of them are coming off of historically great seasons. We haven't seen a pair like this since KD joined Steph and the Warriors back in 2017. In fact, the last time in modern NBA history 2 volume scorers of this caliber paired up was never. Over the last 50 years, there hasn't been a single duo that averaged at least 30 points per game and then played together in the following season. Not Kevin Durant and James Harden, not Curry and Durant, not LeBron and Wade, not even Kobe and Shaq. But it's not just how dominant Giannis and Dame are, it's the fact that their games perfectly complement one another. Individually, defenses are forced to scheme against Dame and Giannis in polar opposite ways. But together, there's not a team in the league who has the defensive personnel to cover the deep ball and the pick and roll and the low post. Just think, every single attempt at creating a superstar tandem in recent years involves 2 players that usually have similar strengths and weaknesses. As good as Kyrie and Durant were, their games didn't complement one another. Kawhi and PG are great individually, but as a whole, their skill sets are far too similar to create a real dynamic offense.
Do you think he's talking him up a little bit too much?
Who?
Lillard.
No.
With Giannis, I mean, because he's got a bit of favoritism with Portland, hasn't he? It's like his player. It's his man. I mean, the stats prove that what it is. I'm just being like a...
Yeah, but Damian Lillard's like one of the best point guards.
Yeah, I know that. But what I'm saying is, do you think he's like, putting it in there as they're going to be the best pairing that's ever been, sort of thing? Do you think he's talking him up a little bit too much?
I'm not sure they're going to be the best pairing they've ever been, but I think he's just saying that on paper they technically should be.
Yeah.
But they should. But I don't think they will be.
Where did the Bucks finish last year? Where did they get to? I guess they made the playoffs.
I can't remember now. Yeah.
They got in the playoffs.
They went out in the playoffs. Yeah, but I can't remember.
So who do you remember?
I can't remember now.
No. I'm just wondering if he's talking him up a little bit too much because he's got a bit of favouritism towards Portland, and it's his player type thing.
Well, there's no getting around like.
Oh, no, he's a top. Don't get me wrong.
Damian Lillard's one of the best.
No, he's a top player. He's probably.
Like, there's not many people better than him.
No, I know. I get that. But what I'm saying is the way he's partnering this up, he's talking the partnership up a little bit. He's bigging up very high. And I wonder if it's just because it's his player or is he genuine. I don't know basketball as well as you do, or many people that watch. But I'm just wondering, is this partnership going to take him to win the rings?
Well, if they're favourites, it's like expected to. Like a lot of people are expecting this to be like the best team now.
Interesting.
Most of the time just taking turns on who's going to get the next possession. Even LeBron and AD are 2 oversized forwards who tend to play away from the basket and dominate possessions 1 turn at a time. For the exact opposite reason, this is why I think the duo of Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic work so well. 2 completely different but compatible playstyles. Aside from Murray, who isn't quite a superstar, and Jokic, the last time we saw a duo that was made up of 2 megastars with complementary skills and positions was 2 decades ago with Shaq and Kobe. Damian Lillard's demand to be traded wasn't some breach of loyalty. It was an attempt to regain control of his career and earn a real chance at winning like many others before him have done. How many all-time greats put their loyalty first and foremost and paid the price because of it? Guys like Reggie Miller, Dominique Wilkins, Patrick Ewing, generational talents whose careers get lost in the shuffle because they've never climbed to the top of the mountain. They never overcame the final obstacle and won an NBA championship. It's almost like all the all-star selections and big performances and playoff wins become an afterthought or some sort of relegated achievement because the ultimate goal was never achieved. Is it better to stay with one organization with hopes that things will eventually work out, despite things never quite working out? Or after years of holding up your end of the deal, is it better to finally do what's best for you and put yourself in a position to win? Well, the answer lies with the players who did put themselves first. In the mid-2000s, Kevin Garnett's incredible talents were being flushed down the drain in Minnesota, and so he said enough is enough and went to Boston, a move that changed the course of his career and legacy. If Kevin Durant never left OKC, we may not know him as a two-time champion and Finals MVP, but rather another generational talent who could never quite get it done. Even LeBron James, all made the decision to leave the franchise that drafted them for an organization that actually gave them a chance at winning a title. Because loyalty and fans and accolades aside, above all, every player wants to lift that trophy above their head and be crowned a champion. Something that was never gonna happen with Dame in Portland. So what do y'all think? Is this duo truly the favorites to win this year's title? Or are we getting ahead of ourselves like we've done countless times before in the past? Are Dame and Giannis a real match made for winning? Or is this team going to be just another failed attempt at combining talents in hopes that it yields something great? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, until next time.
Great channel.
Yeah, that's the question. We don't really know until they start playing.
No,
do you?
no, you don't. And I don't know, basketball's a 5-man game. Don't know, even with the bench as well, you need the bench as well are coming out. But it's, I suspect they're going to be very, very dominant. Because they're two very good players.
But then at the same time, like, remember when the Nets had like Durant, Kyrie, and Harden, and they were favourites to win it? They didn't really do anything.
No, they didn't know. But it's whether they click or not, and whether they can play together. I mean,
but at the same time, they are like very different players, though, aren't they? So I think it probably could work.
Yeah, it could be a match made. It's only time will tell on that one, I think. But I don't know. It's I still fancy Dallas for the
really
next season or the upcoming season.
That's interesting. That. I'm going to go for the Bucks now, mate.
Yeah. Well, let's see. Miami are going to be there or thereabouts. If you
went
to Miami,
if the Trailblazers win it.
Oh, yeah.
No chance.
It's got like the Harry Kane thing with in England. Then it win nothing and it moves, and then all of a sudden Spurs are top of the league.
Yeah.
Near the top. Yeah. But it's it'd be interesting to see how the Trailblazers do without him.
I don't think they'll do very well
at all. No, not with the trades that we're getting there.
DeAndre Ayton's a good player, but he's not like, as he said, he probably won't even stay, and he's not the type of player that's gonna turn anything around.
No, I don't think you're gonna win.
He's his centre, isn't he?
It's not to win the title with anyways. Them players you've got there are not going to win you the title.
No.
Don't know, but going to the Bucks, then you've got a chance of getting in there, and I think he's doing the right thing to move on. He's paid his price of loyalty to the Trailblazers.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think the Trailblazers fans like Jimmy Hyrule here as well can understand that it's about time to leave. Like, he's given enough.
And I respect that with all sports as well. When you see people like that coming from, we see it with soccer over here. Players who put the time in, and you think, you know what, you're not going anywhere, move on. And then they go on and
I don't think Spurs fans would be unhappy with Harry Kane leaving.
No, you can't.
Do you know what I mean?
You can't be. You've got to let him go and spread the wings and hopefully win something before they retire.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's about the player as well. It's not just everything about the fans. Like, the player needs to win something.
Yeah, the player. You're talking one of the best players that's ever played the game. Yeah. So he's up in them sort of like echelons of top players. So you've got to let him go and see if he can do it on another team. And he's if he wants to be with Giannis there and see if he can win the title there, then or have a shot winning the title there, let him go for it.
100%, yeah.
But we'll see.
I think they'll do well.
Hopefully. Yeah, and hopefully he gets his rewards. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yeah, cheers.